What's good, Fight World? Steel Mills tapping back in with y'all, man. Me and my big ass forehead. But I want to rap with y'all about this Devin Haney situation. And should he take on Loma first or Jorge Linares? And me personally, I'm not mad at either opponent. Come on, man, don't do that. Either opponent that he chooses, they did, because I think at this point in time they're kind of at his disposal. But he didn't. It's not like he obtained that title that he has. I don't, if you wouldn't even call it that, because there's something I don't know, man. Y'all know how I'm not the biggest fan of all these belts circulating in boxing. The interim title, the super champ, and man, get the fuck out of here, bro. It's too many titles in boxing, man. And I don't even know how a lot of the shit goes, man. So it's just, at this point, it's just completely above the knowledge and expertise that I'm willing to obtain on this subject. But people are, I think the WBC is solidified Teofimo Lopez as the undisputed champion. But Devin Haney still has, I don't know, man. Just all in all, I think it's a dope fight. I think they're both dope fights, man. But one thing I know, I think Devin Haney is an incredible talent. The really good sense of distancing, really good defense, footwork, counter punching. I haven't seen anything that has me like, man, I think the dude is overrated, because I genuinely don't. I think dude is nice, super nice. However, I do have some sort of reserves, and as far as him and his last fight with Gamboa goes, man, and just how I think that I think he should have been able to at least hurt or drop Gamboa, and I just didn't see that in that last fight, man. And I think, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I feel like with his punch placement and just how talented of a boxer he is, he should have been able to at least, if not find a shot. Like, I don't think all the time you just gonna every shot you land is just gonna hurt. I don't think that's the case with a lot of people, with a lot of fighters, even at heavyweight. But I just think with the the punch placement and just on that aspect alone, and just countering and that shit like that, you should be able to at least hurt a over the hill type of fighter fresh off of an Achilles and a knockout. And I just, I think you put on a boxing clinic, but I think IQ was gonna come into play when you're talking about the Lomachinkos, and even the Jorge Linares, man. One thing people can say what they want about Jorge Linares, man, but one thing I saw in that fight with him and Lomachenko, I mean, he's fast. He has really good combinations. He's not the most methodical defensively, man. He's pretty quick on his feet as well. I don't think he's as good on his feet as a Devin Haney, but I think he has solid footwork. But his IQ, I think his IQ was able. I think his IQ was what dropped Lomachenko. Lomachenko got pretty overzealous with just how bad he was, how he was pretty much dominating Jorge Linares in that fight. And after, he saw how anxious he was. Like, all right, cool, I'm stepping to you, and just the pressure he was putting on him, he was lunging a lot, and he came in on a straight line, and he got clipped. And Jorge was able to capitalize on that, and all right, cool, and scored a knockdown and somewhat closed the gap. But not even with that. One thing I noticed with Jorge Linares was he was catching Lomachenko with the left hook. He was every time, not every time, but a lot of times Lomachenko would spin out, he would meet him with his left hook. He'd meet him. And it was calculated. It wasn't just like he was just throwing a shot as, just, all right, cool, I'm gonna throw this left hook. No, it was very much so calculated, man. And I saw that from him. That speaks to the IQ of a fighter, man, and just him knowing what he's doing, being able to compute things and react on it just at that moment without even thinking about it. You see it, adjustments. Like, he didn't do it all the time, but he did it more times than He did a lot in that fight, especially after he knocked him down and he was riding the momentum of that knockdown. So I think I know Lomachenko is trying to get back into the mix. Because I just went and rewatched that him and Teofimo, and my opinions are still the same. I scored it a draw. And I think even in the 6th round, we saw Lomachenko open up a lot more in the 6th round, and it was like, yo, that could be a swing round. That could be classified as a swing round, man. So I'm like, I think he should. I know Lomachenko wants to get back in the mix, but I think he should. I think he should go and tangle with a Nakatani. I don't want to see that fight. I don't want to see that fight go to the wayside, man. Because I think with Teofimo beat Nakatani. He beat him. I don't think anybody can argue against that. But Nakatani was never dropped, and he never seen too much out of the fight. The rounds were competitive. I think if Teofimo can go in there and dominate a Nakatani, that could force the hand of, oh shit, I don't know, man, just because Nakatani was the one who that's the only one. Nah, he wasn't the only one, but until Lomachenko, he was the one who had, people had reserves on Lopez. Oh man, he was exposed, and I don't think he was. Like I said, I don't ever think he was exposed, but I think he should go in that route, and I think Devin Haney should go and deal with, see how he stacks up against a Jorge Linares, because I don't think at this point in time, I think Devin Haney can win, but I wouldn't bet on him against a Lomachenko. I just wouldn't, man. I was watching this dude today, and I'm like, man, it's one thing I noticed about Devin Haney in the Gamboa fight, man. Gamboa was finding him. He'd step in from long range with hooks, no jab behind it, just step in with the hook and clip him and throw the 2 off of the hook. And I'm like, this is Gamboa. This is an over the hill Gamboa. This is an over the hill Gamboa doing that to Devin Haney, man. That really had me. Now, granted, he got dominated. It was a whitewash, but I'm like, what do you think a Lomachenko would do to a Gamboa at this point in their career? It'd be a closed casket. If he didn't stop him, he's going to bludgeon dude. Just beat him badly. Beat on him badly, viciously, heinously. In a much more barbaric fashion than Devin Haney did. Now, I don't think Devin Haney hits as hard as Lomachenko, man. And I don't think that's his game. I just think he's just a really, 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 really good boxer, and he's looking to go 12. He's looking to go 12, and I don't think he really stepped to not Devin Haney, but Gamboa like that, man. But I think it would be smarter for him to go and fight a Jorge Linares, because that's still a really good that's a really dangerous fight for Devin Haney. That's a really dangerous fight for Devin Haney, man. The hand speed is there, man. The combination punching is there. Devin Haney doesn't throw in combination like Jorge Linares does. But his counter punching, I think he's a lot more accurate with his counter punching. And I think his footwork is better as well. But not Devin Haney, but Jorge Linares could make it a better fight with a tougher fight with the activity. Because even with Loma, he was catching Loma in combination, catching him, body head, like it was, he looked good and throwing in volume the way he was throwing. But I did see the footwork bothering him. I did see the foot. He would have been, he would spin out. He had his moments when he would spin out and pivot with him. And he had his other moments when he would spin out, and the angle in which he would be spinning out, it was like he was giving his back up to Lomachenko. So it wasn't as, his pivoting wasn't as precise as a Teofimo Lopez. But he's still competent on his feet. So I would like Devin Haney to go in that route before you deal with not a Teofimo, but a Lomachenko, man. Because I really think people are really, I don't know what the fuck makes niggas think that Lomachenko was ducking him. How do you duck a fighter to go. I can't classify that as ducking because he went and fought a more credible opponent in Teofimo Lopez. Like, how does that make sense? He ducked me to go fight Teofimo Lopez, who was more formidable, more proven, and was a sitting world champion. Like, how do you do that? It just, like, that shit just is goofy to me, and I can't understand that for the life of me. And people are really running with that narrative. He did not duck Devin Haney. It does not make sense to duck a fighter to go and take on a more challenging fight. And not saying that Devin Haney isn't as fundamentally sound as Teofimo Lopez, but the caliber and competition that he's faced up until this point, it doesn't scream that Devin Haney ducked him. It doesn't. Teofimo fought the better competition between the two of them. He fought the better comp, and that was the better move, better business move, the better legacy move, just the better and smarter move. So how are you ducking him to go and fight? People just keep running with this narrative, and it's very annoying, man. But I think he should go and tangle with Jorge Linares, man, because I mean, just one thing I've noticed from Linares was the IQ. Does Devin Haney have that IQ? I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. I'm telling you, man. That shit right there I saw from Devin Haney, not Devin Haney, but Jorge Linares, with just him catching Lomachenko on the angle, coming out of the angle with that left hook. That was that's one thing that always stood out to me about that fight. I do think Lomachenko won. You can't even argue that he won it. He was winning the fight, but just that small little intangible, catch him spinning out with the left hook. That small, just little shit like that, man. I don't know if, as good as Devin Haney is on his feet, like, he's not Lomachenko on his feet. He's not Lomachenko, and I'm really like, man, you know, you kept Gamboa out of range for the majority of the fight, but Gamboa is not anywhere remotely close to where Lomachenko is, man. And how do you keep him out? I don't even think Gamboa was, even in his prime, was better than Lomachenko. I don't even think in his prime Gamboa was better than Lomachenko. I don't. So how do you keep Lomachenko from getting in your range? I don't think you're not gonna keep him behind a jab. The only reason why Lopez was able to keep him at the mercy of the jab is because of how hard the shots was coming. You're not the puncher that Lopez is. I don't see it, man. I don't see it. I think you should take that. I think you should take that rumble with, you know, focus on Jorge Linares and go in that direction. And I think that would better prepare you for a Lomachenko. Because at this point, I'm just like, I'm kind of skeptical, homie. I can't even front. And I know you want that big fight. I know you want that Lomachenko work. That Lomachenko work. I know you've been calling for it, but homie, I'm kind. The jury is still out with me, man. And I ain't nobody, but bro, I think you should go and stay focused on Devin Haney, not Devin Haney, but Jorge Linares. Keep doing what you're doing on social media. Let it be known that don't run. If I get past Jorge Linares, you in the scope. I think you should keep that energy up. A lot of people call it clout chasing. I don't think you clout chasing. I don't. I don't think you clout chasing at all. But I do. You should. Who the fuck is this? Oh, nobody. I'm at Walmart with my baby. I thought somebody was walking up on my car. But I do think you should go in that direction with Jorge Linares, man. And I think Jorge Linares will really prep you for a Lomachenko fight better. You'll be better prepared to deal with Lomachenko after you fight Jorge Linares. Jorge Linares is gonna give you real good work. It's gonna give you real good. That's a damn good test. He was supposed to be the test for Ryan Garcia. He was supposed to. Instead, he took the step down in Luke Campbell and stopped him. Jorge Linares couldn't even do that, and allegedly was lost that fight to a lot of people. So I don't know, man. I think going that route, because I want to see where your IQ is at outside of skill, because I think you're an impeccable boxer from a skill set standpoint, but when you start now, just I need to see that IQ. I need to see that IQ. I need to see what you can do to, you know what I'm saying, take opponents' skill set and advantages away from him. I need to see that. I haven't seen you in the fight. I haven't seen that yet from you, because now granted, you haven't been in the ring with nobody that could, bring that out of you. But I need to see that. I need to see if you can completely neutralize an opponent's strong suits. Completely just take that away from him. Can you take Lomachenko's angles away from him? Not in the sense that Teofimo did, because I don't think Teofimo didn't say, he did early on. But like I said, Lomachenko, by the time Lomachenko needs to be, he gets in, he puts himself in position first before he starts throwing off of the punches, man. So he'll spend the first couple of rounds cutting them angles to see if, how comfortably he can get into position to launch a shot before he starts launching the shots. When Linares did that to him, kind of neutralized those angles, he was already in a rhythm. So, and he wasn't doing it as effectively as he was early on in the match. So I need to see that from you before I say, all right, cool, he's ready for a Lomachenko. I think, just the little shit that he's doing in the ring is showing, all right, bro, he has the intellect to back the skill. So I think, man, go get that Jorge Linares work, but keep gunning for Lomachenko. That's how I'm feeling about it, man. Like and subscribe. Let me know what y'all think, man. Still Mills. Peace.